Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Friday, September 26, 2014. Well, let's take a look at yesterday. Speaking of yesterday, I was really left speechless. I know, hard to believe that I would be left speechless, but that's just a manner of speaking, actually. It was a pretty shocking day. But on the announcement, we'll cover that in a minute. On the announcements, durable good orders came in a little bit short of expectations, so sort of a bad sign. And jobless claims came in a tad under the expected range, which is good news, I guess. Again, here's my comment about jobs. And I have mentioned before about labor force participation rate. And here it is directly from the government. I mean, what better place can there be more reliable data? And you can see that since January, or since the beginning of 2009, which is really pretty much after the crash, because the market started to recover in March. It started a decline. Now, it was at 66, and it is now, if we look at the table down here, now at 62.8 for 2014. That's not all that much, but if you're talking about, I don't know what the labor force, they estimate it to be. There's 330 million people according to the census, not including anybody that's been added since 2010. So let me use 330, and let's say that maybe 250 million are employable. Let's just use that number. And that's just a guess. And if you're saying that from 66 to 63%, I can calculate that. Hang on a second. And that comes out to 8 million less people working, roughly, rounded off. So, it's just something to think about. That 8 million is a lot of people. That's like... that's more than the population of New York. Is that the population of the LA area? I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. But anyway, interesting to note. So back here today, we have GDP at 830 and consumer sentiment at 955. I don't know when they took the survey, but the number will be interesting to say the least. All right, let's take a look at across the oceans over in Asia. Mixed, and solidly mixed, because it's strong on the bearish side and not so strong on the bullish side, I guess. And in Europe, pretty much bullish across the board, and quite a change from when I looked at it a half hour ago. Okay, so we're done with that. Yes, we are. Okay. I had a lot of positions here. I took a lot of losses yesterday and exited. Maybe I shouldn't have, but the way things were looking, we had a lot of 50 deltas. Not a lot, but I think I had like 3 of them. And those weren't looking very good, and I didn't think that there was enough time for them to recover, because it was a very strong bearish day yesterday. So although I have pretty much all positive delta here, or negative delta with the exception of Netflix, I don't think that there's enough here to make up for the losses from yesterday, but I will figure that out at the end of the week, so which will be this afternoon. Just to say a little bit about days like yesterday. They do happen. And if you're trading and you're treating it like a business, you're going to have losses, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have bad trades. That's just the way it is. You can't be right all the time. And in business, you have losses, and you just try to make up for it and be profitable. And that's all that we're trying to do. We still look back over a longer period of time than a day or a week or even a month, and make sure that that we're still profitable and we're still doing things right. And probably most importantly, that the tools that you use are still working. Sometimes you have to make adjustments on your studies or your strategy, and that's just, part of life. Things change, just like the weather. The weather's going to change. Yes, climate change is real. And in the 70s, we were going to enter an ice age, and now in the 10s, we're going to burn the planet up. And 20 years from now, it might be another ice age. So, yeah, climate does change. That's probably one of the most obvious things that you could ever say. All right, over here, futures. Yeah, really editorializing a lot today. Futures here, we're looking at a slightly bullish open. Gold is still languishing around this 1220 mark, and oil is at 92.56, and it's kind of creeping up a little bit. Figures, because next week, a little short trip to Wisconsin to see the other grandkids and some other relatives. All right, I'll leave this open down here. Let's get right to it. Starting off with Apple. Okay, Apple, I think we were looking for something here, but just really not sure. And looking at the way that it punched through the 50 here, and the bendable iPhone, they were talking about that was going to be a great thing, and so now we have one that's not such a good thing. I guess I don't understand. Anyway, what was I going to do here? I'm not even sure what the heck it was that I was going to do. But anyway, it looks like we do have a bend down on the 20 here, and we're in this range, this kind of a critical support here at 98. So we'll see if it sinks below that or not, continues down. That's what I was going to do. I was going to see what we're looking at for a possible open today. We already have like 20,000 shares trading here. That's probably part of the reason why NQ is looking a little bit up, as Apple is trading here up a tad compared to its close yesterday. Getting a little frog in my throat here. Let's see if I can clear that out. All right, let's go back to the charts. So we might get a little bit of a bounce today. Not enough to make it enticing for us to get in, even though I don't particularly like when the red line on the stochastic is only a day. That makes me a little bit nervous. I like it to be 2 days, maybe 3 days. So we'll take a pass on that. We're probably going to take a lot of passes today. One, because it's Friday, and another one because yesterday was a shocker for positive delta. All right, Amazon is behaving well. We'll probably take the entire 58 cents on this one. We're going to need every penny that we can get, so there won't be, unless something really amazing happens here, and I'm going to put an alert on this. We're going to want to be able to collect the entire credit on that. And what are we looking looking at here for a possible open? We have 3,000 shares already traded. 322 is, we're probably going to be okay there too. Looks like 322 might open around. Boeing. That one's working out well, and we're gonna hang in on that over the weekend. Anything happening? No volume yet. Looks like we're pegged right about where our last was. If you take the midpoint between these two, it pretty much should be the last from yesterday. So I think we're going to be okay there. Baidu. This was a 50 delta that we got out of yesterday. There's just, kind of like no way that this is going to recover. I actually thought, as I was watching this, these two candles were forming while I was making up my mind whether I want to get out early or not. And I thought, well, maybe if I wait a little bit longer, it might recover up to 50%, and then I can exit for a little bit less of a loss. But it was not going to cooperate yesterday. Chipotle, same thing. There was just no way with this one. This opening candle here was just too much. So just got out of that one. All these cost in the $2 range to get out of, so they're pretty significant hits on these. Costco. We weren't in on anything on Costco, and we have actually a target sitting out over here, so we'll see if the stochastic can creep up over the 70 or 80 mark here. Let's take a look at the Dow. Big red candle, but not as big as this week or this week. These things happen, and there's no way that you can predict them. I mean, there's just no way. We'll look at gold. We haven't looked at this in a while. Had a pretty good day yesterday. I don't know if this is some sort of bottom or not. I'm not sure about that. Google. Yeah, another 50 delta. Ouch on that. LinkedIn. We have a target set out here, not valid anymore because we had this violation here. And we're going to take that out. If we would have had a solid green up, then I would have kept this over here, this target down here. But because we have a interruption to the green line, we're going to stay out of it for right now. Try to figure out, we might actually be looking for something up here in the 20 delta range. So I think I'm going to put a target in for that. See if we can creep it up here and give us a 20 delta with a yellow mark. Yeah, I think this moving average here is going to be rolling over. And actually, long term on the weekly, the 50-week moving average did roll over way back here in March. NDX, I'm glad we didn't get in on that when my order did not execute. Actually, IV percentile is 59% on this. That's makes the premium a little juicier than normal. What are we looking for here? Don't know. Really don't know. We might be looking at a trend change in the NASDAQs. I'm not sure. We'll just wait and see. Not doing anything today. Netflix. We have, this is the one I was talking about that I did. This is the only positive delta I did not get out of. I have an alert set down here, which I think I set yesterday or possibly the day before. I'm not sure which. I could check here. I think, if you want to know. Alerts. Netflix was set on 9/25. Okay, back to the chart here. Okay, so we have our short here at 4:30, and we're going to need everything that we can on this one too. So hopefully, we're still looking pretty good here for positive delta. We still have green and green, so we're okay. So we're just going to hang in there on that one. Let's see, that is Netflix. We want to look at Priceline. Priceline, we're still in on that. Yes, we are. So I'm hoping for another move down today. We're looking at 60 to 75, which would be 67.5. That might open up today. So I will have to get out of that one and just add to the losses this week. And if I get a move, I'm going to put an alert over here at that level. At or above, sounds good. So if it opens up, then I'll be getting out. Oh man. But, you know, that's it. If you're going to play the game, you have to be able to take the losses. So Russell, we're definitely in a trend reversal here. So we have a target set up here on the stochastic, so I'll just slide that over into next week, and we'll watch for that. SPX. I possibly could have stayed in this, but the way it was looking yesterday, there was just no way. And, you know, are we going to get a trend continuation here? Well, there's no guarantee just because the futures are looking up that things are going to continue. All right, Tesla, the real speculators trade off hours. And some of these numbers also come from stocks listed on other exchanges. Tesla, I'm pretty sure we're in kind of a downtrend, but we're way out here with our target. That's way far out. I don't know if this is going to continue up or not. It might turn around and head back up again. I'm not real excited when I see something like this, an interruption. I like nice green up, solid green up, green down, green up, green down. Nice solid ones like that. So if this continues down, though, then we might reverse ourselves and move our target up here, looking for a 50 delta on the bear call side. And last but not least for Friday is Visa. And whether it's going to be able to stretch and have a run up to this target anytime in the near future, that I don't know. Only time will tell. All right, so that's it for today. It started out to be a very nice week, ended up to be a very bad week. But sometimes that happens. So I would like to thank you for watching. Have a great weekend and happy trading.